Every day I think about making a video, and something always tells me not to. I've had a real problem with having confidence getting on camera lately. There's a part of me that doesn't want to engage with social medias. I do really like this platform of YouTube. I feel like it can be a little bit more real, but I've neglected it for a while. I've really lately neglected all platforms. I've had a problem probably over the last 2 years with really feeling like I was enough to show up. I have thoughts of feeling not attractive and not looking a certain way to be able to like inform people about peace and harmony, which sounds delusional. Like, why do you need to look a certain way? So those are some of the struggles I've been dealing with to be able to show up on camera. And I've gone through a part of my life where it's just been a little bit more humble, a little bit more simple, a lot more simple. And that's what's been coming up for me. The talk on is about how to simplify your life and how that helps you create more harmony. And I'm just shooting off the hip. I'll give you a couple of pointers on how to simplify your life. And this is, if you're somebody that resonates with feeling like there's a lot of chaos going on in your personal life and in the world, simplifying your life will help you eliminate that chaos so that you can become more silent, more humble, more peaceful. And that's in your day-to-day life. Now, number one thing I want to mention is what I noticed is boredom. Okay? And boredom, I have a mantra whenever I kind of feel bored, is that boredom is peace. Boredom is harmony. That means that there's no chaos here. I'm just bored. And it's opened a door for me to sit in that boredom, sit with myself, or maybe create something new. So if you start this journey and you feel bored after I give you some tips, it's okay. It's normal. And remember, in the place of boredom before was chaos and tasks to do. And so you can sit in boredom. I didn't even allow myself to sit, and it's still very hard for me to sit and watch a full movie a lot of the time because I always had a constant to-do list going on. So number one thing I did that kind of started this, well, if you followed me on my journey, the number one thing I did on this was go to the Camino. I went to the Camino in hopes that I would slow down. I would be able to take a break. I'd be able to discover a new country, two new countries. Both of these countries my ancestors came from. And I wanted to slowly walk through those countries and enjoy the landscape and take my time. And that didn't happen. Like, a lot of the chaos in my mind started, my body hurt. What I planned in my mind did not happen the way that it did, and I went through a severe fight or flight. So what that helped me do is when I came here, I hermited, meaning like I just didn't want to do anything but like stay at my house and be with my family, which I'm still in that zone. And I know now that I wished for that on the Camino, and I didn't get it on the Camino, but I got it because of the Camino. It forced me into a stage of silence and simplicity and really acknowledging what was most important to me, which was my family. I realized also that I had a lot of contact with a lot of people. I'm naturally an extrovert. So if you're naturally an extrovert, this is kind of weird to want to be an introvert. I say I'm naturally an extrovert, but I can kind of go between two. I need to hold a lot of alone time. Do you need a whole lot of alone time? But that you also can show up for people. I think I was unbalanced. I didn't have as much alone time as I needed. And I also had too much interaction with the world. The world right now, if you haven't noticed, is very, very busy. There's so much shit going on every single day. Like, don't even watch the goddamn news. You can't keep up with that shit. and you just feel out of control, which I definitely think that's what they're trying to do, is so you just throw your hands up and go, what can I do, right? And so with me going to the Camino and then coming back to the United States, which I had so much appreciation for, I did not have that much appreciation before I left. Even though I'm an American and I'm proud to be an American because I've been programmed my life to be proud to be here with my hand over my heart chakra since I was a little kid, to pledge my allegiance to my country. Now that I know about the mind and how that helps program the mind, I questions a lot about the United States, but going to another country gave me a lot of appreciation for this country. It's newer. It speaks my language. I can get anything that I need when I need it. And so that was one thing that happened for me. It gave me great appreciation for my home, the United States, and my home that I live in and the family that I have. And I'm not saying that you have to go across the country, but it is a great time to really examine what is important to you. I was always and am still into what is my legacy here on earth. What will I leave behind? And before it was like such a achievement. I needed to achieve different things. I needed to be something or someone that everybody knew. It was just another way of the ego programming in my mind to create a new identity. And after the Camino, it gave me a sense of knowing that my legacy is what I leave with my husband and my son, and the amount of people that I choose to be around and that I could touch, or that I choose to work with. It's made this whole process over the last year, because it's almost been a year since the Camino. Yeah, in 3 days, it would be a year that I had left to go to the Camino. So the Camino left me with simplicity. And really, that's what it was about. It was about simplicity, getting down to the bare bones. You don't have a car. I couldn't speak the language they had. All I had was a backpack. All I could do was walk. Like, that's simple fucking living. And I thought I was like a hard-ass bitch. I could do that stuff. Not exactly. I could. Won't choose to do that again unless I'm having to be put in that situation. It built me up, but it did give me exactly what I want: appreciation for my life and simplicity. So I'm not saying you have to travel to a different country, but I would encourage somebody that is on the journey of self-discovery, is on the journey of simplicity, to sit down and really think about what matters to you. I sometimes need to learn the hard way. And so recently my son has entered high school, which has been a big phase for me too. So that kind of compelled me. I don't know if it's some cosmic energy too, because there's all kinds of like eclipses and shit like that. But it propelled me into like cleaning my whole entire house from top to bottom. If you've been on my stories and been following me, I have cleaned out pretty much everything in my house. I have a big thing of donations. I've been giving things away, and it's made that to-do list in the back of my head go away, like almost completely go away. My mind, I do feel now that my life has become more simple. I have less stuff. I am not a minimalist. I am definitely a maximalist. I love decor that is from like vintage homes and wraparound porches and knickknacks. I mean, I don't like cluttered. I like a full house, a full things. Like, I'm definitely not somebody that is a consumer. I try to, upcycle or recycle or try to give away. I don't want to spend a bunch of money. I don't want to add to the capitalistic system. That's what it is. But at the same time, I decluttered this house. I cleaned this house, which helped me have just more time for me. Like, there was twice this week that I was able to go swimming in the middle of the day, like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Nobody's at the pool and I'm swimming, and I'm just there with my thoughts. I can't put headphones on. I'm there with my thoughts, and I'm really trying to eliminate those thoughts. This is a way to make your life simple. I don't have 3 easy steps or 5 easy steps. I'm telling you my story of how I created simplicity in my life. And I think a major part of it is purging purging the stuff in your house, cleaning out the stuff in your house. As a coach, that is something that I can help somebody do. I can now literally, I've decided I literally can help somebody like, hey, you have a task of cleaning out this. You can pay me to do that, because I'm very good at those things. But because I think it's very important. The way that you see somebody's house or their car, not from judgment, is the way that their mind is. If it's very messy, you can know that their mind is very messy, because that's constantly going on. There's just too much. So if we're doing 1, 2, 3 steps, step number 1 is clean out your shit. Clean out stuff. And if that's hard for you, do one space at a time. Just like chip away at this shit. I've been doing this stuff since I was little. That's just part of my personality. I'm a pretty clean, organized person. I mean, just because of the way that I was kind of raised and brought. So I definitely, if we do in 1, 2, 3 steps, step 1, definitely clean your shit out. And have a party. Have somebody come over. Drink wine. Clean out your pantry. Make it fun. Step 2 is reevaluate the people that you see every single day or have conversations with every single day. I love all of the people in my life, but I do know now that I don't have a capacity to be around as many people as I thought. Now that I pulled away, and back to the first thing, I went to the Camino. I appreciate the United States, but we had an election, and that election has made me a little nervous, and so I just keep my ass at home too. So those 2 things, the Camino and the state of the United States, have made me go, ooh, I'm a woman. I need to keep my ass at home because stuff is not looking great. And so I heard somebody say, everything is good in God's world, right? And so what is good there? Yeah, it looks like a shit show outside. So keep your ass inside for a while. Okay? So I kept my ass inside, and I started to evaluate what was important to me and clean out my stuff, and then clean out my environment, meaning who are the people I talk to on a regular basis? Do I have the capacity to keep up with that? No, I did not. And as a coach, I do people's nails. I'm a professional nail tech. I've done that for like 23 years. I also worked for a friend doing operations work for her. I didn't recently haven't worked with a lot of people during the day. I started doing it on the weekends because it even bothered me to be around a whole lot of people, just even if they're just there, having to have conversations. Like I feel like my mind had to keep up with all of it. And so by eliminating the people in your life, and this could be negative people too, if there's negative people, family members, coworkers, you eliminate as much contact with them as possible. This is not holding grudges against them, because I love everybody. This is just eliminating the conflict as much as possible, not bypassing it, but just taking a step back. I think this is the year of taking a step back. And we are moving so quickly into the future with technology and how we can reach out to everybody. And everybody knows what you're doing, when you're doing it, if you do divulge that to the world. And I am in the field where I need to share. It's been a conflict too for me, like obviously showing up on here. I need to share. I want to help more and more people. Well, you got to share about your own experiences. And so, but I had to question that, and I had to go, okay, who do I really need to have the most capacity for? Well, first of all, it's my husband and my son. And in this last year, both of those relationships are more than I could ever imagine. Like, it has gotten so good. And it wasn't so good in different capacities of my home life. And I think part of that is something that I don't always show, that like I struggle, with being a parent and being a wife and being enough. And so I've been able to really focus on the relationship with my son, and the focus on the relationship with my husband. And also with my husband, I've fallen so like deeply in love with him. I learned that on the Camino, that like, I've said that in so many videos, but how much he brought to the table that I was not appreciative of. And now I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate his presence, and I love hanging around him, and he still can annoy the shit out of me. I'm working on being peaceful through everything, but that's what I needed my energy for. I needed my energy for my husband and son and anybody that has paid me to be in their life, right? Like if I'm your coach, or if I'm doing your nails, or if I'm working alongside of you, I have to have enough energy to show up for those things and not get anxious around those things. And when I have such a like huge, kind of like energy, like I don't want to say people are energy vampires, but like it just felt like everything was sucking my energy, and it keeps me into these locked thought forms. And also, I've been studying the Course of Miracles for 2 years, and to me, that's about simplifying everything. It's about training your mind to be the consciousness of love. Some people call it Christ consciousness, but it's the perception of love, and that is a training. Because let me tell you, I don't love everything. I'm working on it, but it is a training day in and day out for the rest of your life to view life through the lens of love, and to know how to navigate each situation, each chaos situation. That's what I help people with coaching, is navigating each situation in your life with love. So it's hard for me to tell you what kind of coach I can help you, or like what kind of things I can help you with. I can help you with everything. I can navigate your life through the lens of love, and I teach you about that. But for me to teach you, I have to be the one to do it. And that was eliminating a lot of other things. I highly recommend this for people. Long story long, it's been hard for me to show up. I swear to God, somebody is walking upstairs all the time at my house, by the way. If you know all the freaky shit that has happened to me. But I think navigating your life with love has to have you pull away from a lot of things that are unnecessary for you to pull away from. And that doesn't mean the people or the places or the things that I pulled away from were bad. It was just that I noticed everything was too much. And so I now have more time to listen to music, to watch a movie, to do my gardening, to sit with a client for 2 hours and discuss their life, and coming up with different scenarios for what we can do to better their life. Like I have the time and the capacity to do that. It makes me think, and I've heard this a lot too, that like we're going back to the like 90s, and I'm all about it. Like if it wasn't for me trying to talk on social media and talking on stories, which I've pulled back on too. I pulled back on a lot of things because it's just taken my energy. But to be able to do those things, to be able to show up, I have to do it. I have to be it. I have to be the change I want to see. I also feel like the more people that were around, and what I was saying is back in the 90s, like that's how simple it was. You couldn't get in contact with people all the time. You didn't have a device that could give you whatever you wanted at any time. Our phones can fucking get us to order a prostitute to our house at any time if we wanted to, with a candy bar in their fucking hand, in an Uber. I mean, that's what the United States is about. What you want can come to you at any point if you got the money for it. And I think that was like the overload of America. So I had to come back to America and make that life simple. I do think that is starting to catch on with my generation, and maybe the generation below, is becoming more simple, not being on our phone. This is a tug of war for me because I want to share with the world, because I love it and it's creative and it brings me so much joy. And I mean, that's what my legacy is to the small community around me, that I can share whatever wisdom comes through me. I'm not a saint or anything, but I have dedicated my life to pursuing the journey of love. And so my legacy is, how many people can I affect in that journey? And if I'm online, I can affect more people. I may not even know the people that I affect. I may never know that I even affected anybody, but that's what I'm here for. And to be able to be somebody like that, it's helped me to simplify my life. So we about to break it down. Be appreciative of what you already have. And I mean, get in your fucking bed. I can't tell you how the Camino, I get in my bed and I am so freaking happy to be there. I'm so appreciative of my sheets and how cuddly my bed is and how warm my shower is. Like, the appreciation does not stop in this home coming from this one. But be appreciative of what you already have. Clean your fucking space up. Declutter that stuff. Ask for help. That's a number one thing that I do help with clients is I really get a system together. What do you need help on? Let's get this going. Let's get our to-do list. And I can't do that with clients efficiently if I got a 50 million long list of bullshit, right? So I do it and then I teach other people. So go through your stuff, paperwork, shit in your closets. I mean, this is a literal act. You are showing God, universe, Allah, Krishna, whatever the fuck you want to, aliens. You're showing them, I want to release so I can bring in the good. This is my church. This is my sanctuary. My family are the members. And so I got to keep this fucking realm right here real nice and clean. I've had learn that lesson the hard way. Is I've just had to let go of people, places, and things that aren't meant for me. Aren't meant in my space. And the third thing is to let go of things that you don't need to be doing anymore, and people you don't need to be engaging with all the time. And they can be good, beautiful people that you love to engage with, but you just can't do it because it's too much. Because when it's this person, you're not effective for the people that are and you're not effective to yourself, and that's the most important. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. And it's taken me about a year, and I'm not I can't even tell you I'm 100%, but it's taken me a year to really pull back on everything. But I have to say, I still struggle with showing up. I still struggle with getting on camera and talking, because I don't always feel there's a character that I played at the beginning of my awakening, as the ego mind always wants to label things and you being a character. And my mind now is letting go of that and trying to accept the new version of myself and trying to love the new version of myself. I believe when I started YouTube, I was 37. I'm pretty sure I was 37 years old, something like that. And I'm 43. And obviously I don't have a huge following. I do appreciate everybody that's even listened this far. I hope that you got something from this, and I appreciate you for following along. And if you have ever seen anything on here that you have liked, please like and subscribe and tell your friends about it. So I hope this helps somebody, and I just wanted to share that just raw thought process. Much love.